Hello, welcome back to Jilly's Nails. Today we are going to do a basic stamping tutorial. So I am going to show you how I stamp my nails and answer some common questions that I see. So I am using this color called Rise Up from Sinful Colors. It is a matte finish polish. It's really pretty, and I'm going to use a Sally Hansen Quick Dry Top Coat. Quick Dry Top Coats are pretty mandatory for stamping designs. It really helps with time. I also had my handy dandy lint roller and a stamper. Of course, a high quality stamping plate from Maniology, and you can use code JILLY10 for 10% off. I also have my cotton ball holder so that I don't get my cotton balls stuck in my nail polish. Now, this plate I picked for a very specific reason, and that's because it has different types of designs on it for you. It has, the really detailed ones on the left. The one I'm pointing at now is a negative space stamp, so you'll see what that does. And, different detailed circles and little dots. Those are all things that are very kind of difficult to stamp, so I did this on purpose to show you how to handle those. Um, and the Sinful Colors polish is great for this. I see people ask this all the time. Do I have to have a stamping polish? No, you do not. You can use a regular polish. Creams work better than metallics. And of course, glitter's not going to stamp very well at all. All you have to do is just make sure you have plenty of polish on the plate. Regular polish will dry a little bit faster than stamping polish. So what I've done for you in this video is I've stamped everything real time so that you can see exactly what I'm doing, exactly how much time you have to play with it. See, like I'm leaving that sitting there. It takes a couple seconds for it to dry. You don't have to like rush through everything and go super, super fast just to make sure it'll work. And I just stamped straight up and straight down, and as you can see, cute little dot design. I actually really liked that one. And this one I'm going in is the negative space plate. Now, I think I showed an error on this. I might have, nope, I showed it. So see how I did not get the polish all the way down on there? And when I actually picked up this stamp, it looked a little bit runny and kind of just not quite right. And I wasn't sure if I stamped it if it was going to come out good or not, so I went ahead and cleaned it off on my lint roller. And you can always stamp if you're not sure and then go back and check it and see it would have come out that way. That's not a clean design. I don't like that at all. So I'm very glad I did it. Now, the problem with that was because that was a negative space plate, it did not have enough polish in it. You have to really fill those up to make sure that you get a clean stamp. So if you watch here how I scrape, and I scrape slower and make sure it went all the way through, it looks much better on the plate itself, and it picked up perfectly. So you can kind of tell, and it still kind of had some what look like almost smear marks in it, and sometimes you do get that problem with regular polish versus stamping because it's thinner. But as you can see here in just a second, we push straight up, straight down, and it stamps perfectly. It came out absolutely great. It covered well. So, I mean, you can experiment with different polishes that you have and just see if they work. Not everything has to be a stamping polish to look good. And some of my favorite manis were actually just done with regular polish. So, the other thing that I'm pretty particular about is making sure that I clean between every image. First off, because I'm already dodging polish that's on the paper towel. And second, because if it dries in, it's just harder and harder to clean it out. So just go ahead and take some pure acetone. And do make sure you use 100% pure acetone. If you use nail polish remover, a lot of them have oil in them. Oil on the plates are bad. You need it to be very clean, squeaky clean. So do not use nail polish remover. You need to use acetone for your stamping plates. Now I picked this design because of how detailed and intricate it is to see if I could, do something that would mess it up on purpose and show you some of the problems that we can have, but it actually came out great except for my O2 prison tattoo there on my middle finger. What's up with that? This one was also a very detailed design. Funny thing is, the stamping part picked up just fine on it. Um, I did have to clean off the BM because I already had a prison tattoo, so who wants a BM tattoo as well? So I did go ahead and make sure that that did not stamp onto my hand, and then just pressed straight up, straight down. and put that design on. Now it looks okay from this angle, but you will see when I take off the latex peel off, the polish did not stick to the peel off and it folded back on itself and put a big smear on it. If you didn't know what the design looked like, you would never know I did it. But it's there, I promise. And this one, ooh, ooh, goodness. It looked okay on here, looked fine. See, all the little circles are there, all the little dots are there. So I thought, okay, this picked up. It's going to be great. And then when I stamped it on my wide nails that need a wide load sign, normally what I do for this problem is I just stamp it right in the middle because most of the time in photographs and things, people aren't checking the sides of your nails. But I smeared it. Look at that. So it should have just been straight up, straight down. I rocked it, and when I rocked it, it smeared the design. See, there's still, big circles on it, but the circles are not even and not correct. That was an application error. That is not something from the stamping plate or the stamper or the polish. That was me. Um, and this is where you can see how on the side of that big circle in the middle, some of the polish didn't stick to the latex, and when I peeled it off, it snapped back and folded over itself and got on the mani. It was very irritating. And now I'm using my latex booger removal because apparently that's what sticks out in everybody's mind. Y'all keep talking about me and my latex boogers. And now you can add a prison tattoo to my latex boogers. So we're going to go through and remove the prison tat and clean everything up. Now here's the thing. Overall, if you hadn't watched this tutorial, would you know there were errors? No, because I'm going to hide my thumb in the photograph so nobody can see it anyway. And nobody can see that it missed on the sides or anything like that. You can't see I stamped it crooked. And truthfully, even if they did see it, I don't know that they would know because the other design had the kind of wobbly ones in it. Now, some of those little paint pieces were still left over, and I'm just kind of going through and wiping them off as I can. That way I don't have to use quite so much acetone to clean up. And I forgot to put this in earlier and couldn't edit it back in. But when you are scraping, make sure you're holding your scraper at, everybody says a 45-degree angle instead of a 90. I actually go even lower than that, as low as I can get it and not stick my fingers on the plate. I find personally that it helps with a smoother application into the stamping plate if you go low, and it also wipes off most of the excess polish so you don't have to do multiple scrapes. That's easier to do with the thin cards at the really low angle. The harder cards, the ones that are more like a credit card, sometimes you have to hold those up just a little bit higher to get them to scrape correctly. But you don't have to mash down on anything. It's all very gentle. When you pick up across the plate, it should be a very gentle movement. When you're scraping, it should be a gentle movement. I've seen some people who stamp and they scrape so hard it scratches the plate. That's just not necessary. You don't have to do it that way. And of course, to finish off a mani, you should always clean up because nobody wants to see your crazy cuticles with polish all over them. Get a clean up brush and clean them up. And aside from that, I'll quit griping. So here is the finished mani. It looks like I didn't clean my cuticles, but y'all saw me do it. I don't know why I have this weird shadow. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed a very basic stamping tutorial. If you want one that's a lot more detailed than that, let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to do that for you. If you have questions, ask them below. You can click on my face if you want to subscribe. Click in the right hand corner if you want to see more videos. Thanks for watching. Bye.